Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So one of the most requested recipe type videos I get is making desserts. So I thought I would try to make something with that 2-ingredient dough that we are seeing all over Instagram. So I'm going to make a caramel apple empanada. So the ingredients you're going to need are a 1/4 cup of self-rising flour. Now you do need to make sure it is self-rising for the dough to work. And then we have a 1/4 cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I have 1 apple that I have diced up kind of finely because we want to make sure it gets cooked all the way through. And then if you're not using an apple that is very sweet, then you may want to use some kind of a sweetener. So these aren't very sweet apples, so I'm going to use 1 packet of the Truvia. And then later on, after we get it all done, we're going to need some liquid egg whites for the egg wash. And then for the very end, we're going to need the sugar-free caramel. And also we are going to need some sugar-free caramel syrup. So I'm going to grab that and then we'll get started. And this is the sugar-free caramel syrup that I use. It's the one from Jordan's Skinny Syrups. And I'm going to use a 1/2 tablespoon of this. Okay, so first we are going to make the dough. So the dough is just the flour and the yogurt. So I'm going to mix this together, and then we'll have to knead it after we kind of get it all incorporated. So I'm going to get this all incorporated and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put a little flour on my board here and I'm just gonna put this dough on there. I find it easier to just make these 1 serving at a time. That way we make sure we get, because this will be 3 points for this dough. That way we just make sure we get the right amount of points for it. So even if I make several of these, then I will just do 1 at a time. So you want to knead it up till you get all incorporated together. Okay, so I am almost done kneading it here, and you just want to knead it just enough to get it all incorporated and all the flour all mixed in. So I'm going to get my rolling pin out and I'm just going to put just a pinch of flour on there as well, just so it doesn't stick. The dough's not actually very sticky, so it should be okay. And I just want to do it kind of thin in an oval shape here. And then we will make the filling. Okay, so here we go. So the dough's all ready. So now I'm going to get a saucepan and get the filling made. Okay, so for the filling, you just want to put everything into a saucepan. Have my apple, then my packet of Truvia, pumpkin pie spice, and you can just, if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can just use cinnamon, nutmeg, all of that. Okay, there we go, and I may add just a dash of water to make sure that the apples cook up a little bit. Okay, so I have all the ingredients in the saucepan and then I'm just cooking it over medium-high heat, and you just want to cook it until the apples are nice and tender and the sauce starts to thicken up a little bit. Okay, so my apples have been cooking, so I'm just going to put them in here and let them cool down just a little bit before I put them in the dough. But as you can see, the sauce thickened up nicely and they are nice and tender. So meanwhile, you want to turn your oven on to 350 and get a cookie sheet ready, and we will be ready to put this all together. Okay, so here is our dough. So I am just going to put this in the middle like that. Okay, so then you just want to fold it over. And if it starts to rip at all, that's why you want to let it cool down just a little bit, because it can tear the dough a little bit. I just want to fold it over like so. And then I'm just going to take a fork and crimp the edges down. And as you can see, this is a really good size one. This dough could have made 2 of them. I don't know how many points that would have been with 2 of them. Okay, so now I'm going to take some liquid egg white and just do an egg wash over this. And this just helps browns it up really nicely and gives it a nice crispy crust. Okay, so now I am going to put this in the oven. I did spray my cookie sheet with some non-stick cooking spray, so I'm going to put this in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes depending on your oven. I will check it at after about 15 minutes and then we'll go from there. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so it ended up taking 20 minutes to cook, and I'd let it cool down for just a little bit so I could handle it. Now I wanted to show you guys, I showed you that I'm using a Smucker's sugar-free caramel. So this is what 0 Smartpoints would look like for it. So this is 6 grams. So I just wanted to show this to you. And this is 1 Smartpoint. So you can have up to 20 grams for 1 Smartpoint. So you could make this a 3 Smartpoint empanada if you just use this 6 grams. So I'm going to put this on here first so you can kind of see how much it would be. And then I'll put some of the others. So this actually right here for me would be enough. So that would be, I mean, it's not the prettiest as far as presentation, but this would be right here 3 Smartpoints, and it's just for the dough because that's just 0 Smartpoints worth of the caramel syrup on top. I'm going to make 2 more for the family, so I'll just use the rest of this on there. But so just depending on how much of that caramel sauce you put on there is how many points it would be. So let me cut this open so you can see it. Looks like on the inside, and it is really a good size. Like I said, you could make 2 of these out of this dough, and then you could see maybe just have it for just a little snack. But here it is on the inside. You could add some fat-free whipped topping on there and make it even better. So I just don't have any of that. So there you go. We have a 3 Smartpoint caramel apple empanada.